Well, I'm attempting to get a bite to eat in Corbin. I suspect if I needed to find some flannel or chewing tobacco, I would be... that's not fair. That's not fair. That's not fair at all. I'm going to go to the pizza place here that I went to last time. In regards to the horse that raced today, Arson, I thought he raced good. I knew Dave Miller and Andy Miller's horses were probably the ones to beat. Obviously, Tony Hall's horse was a bit of a sleeper. I just didn't know, especially after Andy made the break, how Dave Miller would be able to get to me. But he did. And that became very clear around the last turn. Arson stalled a bit in the turns. He's done this before. He did this training down. He did this in his races. Now, Kentucky, it's hard to judge the Kentucky races. It's such a different surface. It's like a different planet. The horses get over it better. It's a faster track. It's a bigger track, right? So he got out of there good today. I didn't want to blast out of there. I just wanted to keep an eye on the 6 and the 8 and the 7, I suppose, that were just to my outside. I really didn't give a whole lot of credence to the 3 and 4. I just wanted to get over in front of them. I thought the 1 and 2 would be leaving, but to what extent? So I made sure I stayed in the 2 wide path going into the turn. I didn't want to get pinned down to the rail and have Andy clear. I stayed like 2 wide, and then Andy's horse made a break, and that changed everything. For me, I just had to wait till Tony Hall tapped the brakes, come with the horse. Now, again, I didn't think his horse was that good. Pretty good. A little bit of a headwind, tailwind coming out of the gate. That's where you got 26 and 4. And the breather was still a breather, but not as aggressive as it looked like it was, because there was a little wind in our face. As we started into the backstretch, this is where the race was lost for us. Listen, I don't care. Everybody can race their horses. I'm certainly not saying how they could have. And obviously, I'm looking at it from all angles and all of them in hindsight. Devin Tharps came first over and run me down the backstretch. That took the little bit of steam out of my sail. A little bit of wind out of my sails getting into the last turn. Arson was on the right line a little bit, but kicked on again down the lane. But it was too late. Dave had the momentum. Then Devin Tharps' horse walked. Out comes Tony Hall with a perfect trip and charged through. So we were beat maybe a length and a tiny bit. 53 and 4. Over a brand new track, a 5/8 mile track, and it's a good surface, and it was good today, but he was beat fair and square. There's no complaints. I mean, had Devin come slow down the backstretch and just rode on the outside, Tony never gets out. Maybe Dave Miller still beats me. I don't know, but I can tell you that the third quarter is what sealed the deal for us for sure. So he raced good. I'm a little torn, right? I think he's the best horse in that pop-up final. It does go for $25,000, which is another $12,000. Am I feeling greedy? I don't think so. I mean, he seems fine. He seems like the same horse he was before. He's sharp. He finished up his mile good. He didn't walk. He had one horse had a perfect trip in behind me, and another horse had the momentum from the outside. So it wasn't like he had a bad race. A mile and 53 and 4 for a horse that had paced his last 2 starts here in 56. I think was a pretty good mile. So obviously you're always disappointed when you get beat with a favorite. I guess the surroundings and the playing field around everything that goes into next week is worth deliberating over. I don't think that Memory and Imagination is going to have a race next week. So the only horse we have left in racing down here at all will be the last start for Arson if we want to race him there. The easy thing to say would be, just turn him out. But it is $12,000. He is going to be another 6-5 favorite probably. I don't need to come down here. Andy Miller can drive him next week at 6-5. I mean, let's be honest. He draws the 7-8 hole. Maybe we scratch. But if he draws 1 through 5 and he is the favorite, they're gonna make us the favorite going for $25,000. It's pretty hard just to walk away from that, isn't it? I think. I don't know. Am I being greedy? I don't think so. Anyway, he raced good today. Raced very, very well. A hard-fought third in a big mile over this track, 53 and 4. Tough to beat that Burke guy and that Miller guy. Hey, wow, jeepers. That was. Try to wrap your head around this. I felt stupid saying it because I thought it couldn't be true. Last night, by the missile was Ron Burke's 1,000th win this year as a trainer. $25 million made and 1,000th win this year. That is mind-boggling. And I know I've watched this unfold my entire life, and it's still mind-boggling. Anyway, good for him, I guess. Nice to see him win another one. I guess we'll finish third. So Arson race good. A good year for him, certainly. Whether we decide to race him next week or not, I think I'm leaning towards yes, race him. Let's just see how the draw shakes out and see what happens. I think the only horse that could give him a tussle in the final was Blood Money, who we beat today. He was fourth. So there's that. Now we have to decide whether we race him next week or not. We'll deliberate on that, but I believe we probably should, I think. It'll be his 14th start. He's raced great all year. He's never shown any signs of any, he hasn't got on the line a little more on the line today, but that was from a mile track to a 5/8. He's always worn that line pole and Murphy blind. We had a jawbreaker on him. I just told Eric for next week, move the Murphy blind back inside, put the line pole tight, and put that jawbreaker back on him for next week, and I don't think there'll be any issues. This was going on when we were training him down, so this is nothing new for him. So no new issues, concerns. Eric said he's feeling good. He is good. I suspect he came out of the race good. He finished up as strong as he could. He certainly wasn't tired. He paced as hard as he could right through the wire. So no complaints. Going to be watching Patrick the Piranha and Per Lucky tonight. Can't wait to watch those guys go. We've had a pretty good run. No complaints here. So we'll see how everything finishes up stake season wise. I guess that kind of is it, right? We have Memory tomorrow, and then if we choose to race in the pop-up for Arson, that will be he was our first stake horse of the year and our last. It says a lot. Tough year for a tough little bugger. Anyway, I'll let you guys go. I'll talk to you soon. Good luck to everybody, all my partners with Memory and Imagination tomorrow for sure, in the pouring rain. And Per Lucky and Patrick the Piranha tonight.